We up.
Righteous. Hey, what's up with it? What's up with it, man? Welcome to another session of the Bayou Boys via Zoom. You understand me? We got a guest on here today. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up with it, Bayou Crap?
I'm Bayou Crap, man. Hey, man, we here, bro. Sorry for the wait. Sorry for the goddamn hold up, but we here. You know what I'm saying? We got a very special guest here with us today. He go by CUTTACATION. KICKBACK podcast. You know what I'm saying? One of the first people that gave us a shout out, man. We really appreciate that, man. We appreciate you doing this for us today, man. Thank you for being here, bro.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure to be on here, man. I'm glad y'all linked me up with y'all, man, for one of y'all first episodes. CUTTACATION, the Kickback podcast show, is the name of my podcast. My name is Cutty. Cutty Slim, Cutty J. CUTTACATION comes from the name Cutty. And CUTTACATION means education, medication, and information coming from Cutty. And so that's where the name CUTTACATION comes from. They come from, I just said in my rap music back in the day. So I decided to call it my podcast, CUTTACATION, the Kickback podcast show. But when people see me out, they be like, what's up, CUTTACATION? But it is what it is. I respond to everything.
It's like it almost became a household name for you right now, right?
Pretty much. Well, people know me as Cutty. They call me Cutty out here. They call me Cutty everywhere. But CUTTACATION, though, they say that to me because of the podcast. But you look at music I recorded back in the day, I used to say it in the music also.
Okay.
Right.
Now, people always call me Cutter or CUTTACATION, but it's really Cutty Slim. You Google Cutty Slim, I pop up.
Yeah. And just starting out,
that
man.
Nigga say Google me.
Go ahead, B.
I said that nigga say Google me. Man.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Starting out, man. Just let us know, man, where you got the start from, man, where you come from. We know you're a Shreveport native. Just let us know where you at with it, man, for our listeners.
Well, you know, I reside in Dallas, Texas right now, man. I've been here, almost 17 years. I moved from Philadelphia before I moved here because I got Philadelphia ties with family. Born and raised in Shreveport, Northside, Cherokee Park. You know, the Grimmett Drive area.
And now?
That North, niggas ain't with faking. I was a rapper first. I'm still a rapper. I mean, I consider myself a rapper to this day, an artist of all kinds. But I started out as a rapper first. And when I moved to Dallas, that's when I started doing open mic shows at Nairobi's. And like week in, week out. And then all of a sudden, 2009, 10, we got I came out with the album Louisiana. It's on Apple, it's on all platforms. And I got knocked in 2010. I did 2 years in prison. Came home 2012. And when I came back home, I started back working on my second album called Damaged Goods. And I think I was halfway, Damaged Goods, the story. I still got unreleased songs on SoundCloud for that album. We'll get in that later. But I was halfway through my album, and somehow I just got tired of the rapping thing, you know, because, you know, I was on a label with my homeboys, and it's a group of us, like 7 of us, but we all individual rappers.
Yeah.
And but we all got our own, you know, together we call the others, but we solo artists too, though. But it's just the music they started making at the time wasn't the type of music that I wanted to rap on. It wasn't me, so I started going and messing with different producers. And as I was doing that, I was still doing shows with my boy Fly Ty, formerly known as Fly Ty. He's Ty Israel now. I started doing shows with him, open mics, but then also I met a girl. And then that girl, she happened to get pregnant. And so I had to slow down that music shit and go into the studio, sitting in the studio all night, recording music, smoking and drinking, and coming home late at night in the hours. It wasn't cool. So I just started rapping. And as I sat in the house during the time she was pregnant, I got into YouTube a lot more. I was always into YouTube, but I got a little bit more off into it. And that's when I decided I needed a podcast. Back then, it wasn't even called a podcast. People just were doing shows.
Yeah.
I wanted to have my own little platform where I interview rappers and entrepreneurs and anybody trying to make something out of themselves. And then, all of a sudden, I started looking at these podcasts like Comeback Jack. You had Nori came with Drink Champs. My boy Tax Stone. tax season.
Did you ever listen to what Ice-T had? Ice-T had one.
I heard about Ice-T's, but he didn't grab me. His podcast didn't grab me. I think when tax season came out with his podcast, that really got me in the podcast.
Yeah.
That what really got me into podcasting him though, because it's a nigga just like me. He talk this shit like me. He got the same mind frame as I would. Niggas in the streets can do shit like this. So at the time being, nobody knew what a podcast was. Not nobody around.
I was on it. I was on it already.
Well, yeah, you have a few people like us that know about it, but when I was telling people I'm about to start a podcast, they didn't know what a podcast was.
Yeah.
And then when I started doing it, it was like, I don't have an iPod. Because I started off on the Ian Gleason show right here by iHeartRadio right here.
Yeah.
I started off on the Ian Gleason show. I did like 8-9 months of that. And then like 2017, that's when I dropped CUTTACATION KICKBACK podcast show. I put it on YouTube because I wanted to monetize my YouTube channel to get that money.
Yeah. Hey, it's a lot of inspirations in that conversation you just had, man, because I was managing, I was actually assistant manager at a Taco Bell, right? And I was like, what is this podcast thing? You know what I'm saying? So I actually got into it then, so I started listening back then. That was probably like in maybe 2013, maybe 12 or 13, somewhere up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Joe Rogan then was doing it, yeah. But as far as black people doing podcasts in the hip-hop community coming to the podcast game, I say Elliot Wilson and Cutback Jack, they was the first ones to get into that podcast thing. And then Tax Steve, and then Noriega, and then I guess me and Takeover TV. It was Takeover Podcast then. Because like I said, it wasn't too many black people or rappers doing podcasts. Not everybody and mama do.
Yeah. Hey, well, I actually got the inspiration from some of the same places you got yours from, you know, because it's just conversations being had between, you know what I'm saying, just regular people, you know what I'm saying? I actually liked it, you know what I'm saying? So I started listening to podcasts more than I did music, right?
I feel you on that.
So because the stories were more interesting, you know what I'm saying? Some of the background stories about some of these albums that we like and some of these music that we like and we give so much of a fuck about. With some backstory to that music, you know what I'm saying? And we never heard those unless it was said in the lyric or they did it in the interview, you know what I'm saying? But I think through the podcast lane, they were able to open up more. They was able to just be more free with the conversation. You feel what I'm saying? Especially when the conversation is comfortable. You feel me?
Like you find out more about the person than the character.
Exactly.
Like for example, Noriega, the rapper, you know him through the music, but the podcast you get to see Victor Santiago. Yeah. Even though he stay in that rap form, you know, he's still a street guy, but you get to hear more stories from his life and other people's life. Like, if it wasn't for me watching certain interviews, man, I wouldn't even know certain things happened that night at the club or at that show that night. What that was, the Source Awards, stuff like that. They left out a lot.
What was that? Hot 97, where they had that little issue out there with Junior Mafia?
Yep, Hot 97, Junior Mafia and Noriega, them, Foxy Brown and Lil Kim. Yeah. Because they had the song, I remember the song Bang Bang on Capone and Noriega, the reunion album.
Yeah. So I want to kind of fast forward a little bit, man, because when we came in contact with you, you know what I'm saying, you gave us a very inspirational conversation and you let us know that we had something, you know what I'm saying, something that we was able to build on. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right. I really appreciate that, man, because you know how you feel like you're doing the work, but nobody's listening, so it kind of knocks you down a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? I think we was kind of
And you know, somebody's always watching, man. Trust me.
You know, we have different shit going on, so you know what I mean. It just be in and out, you know what I mean. But you know, for a minute we went strong, you know what I'm saying, and shit just been one thing after another, you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, long as y'all can do some Zoom shit, man, and load it up to the computer and put it on YouTube, man, you got this content right here. You might don't have the flashy imagery like everybody else have. Not yet anyway, but you still got content you need to release out to people. And no matter how you put it out there, man, as long as it's out there, you're putting your brand out there.
Right.
Bayou boys.
So when you first started as far as trying to get your brand built, I understand that you had situations at iHeart and you went to Philly and you had all these different relationships that you had, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting the people to come in and actually engage in what you had going on? You know what I'm saying? What was that like?
Well, see, I think I had a cheat code because I was on the Ian Gleason show first. And the Ian Gleason show is a bigger platform.
Yeah.
I came on the Ian Gleason show as a guest, a rapper, to talk about my life and me as a rapper and my adversities I went through in life. And then the people wanted me back on the show, the fans of the Ian Gleason show. They liked me. They liked the way I talk. They liked what I was saying. I came back on as a guest again. And I was already talking about doing a podcast. Me and my boy was going to call it the Happy Hour. And he was running track at the Olympics that year. It was 2016. He got hurt. He was in Italy. He got hurt. And he came back about a week later. And we talked to the guy, Ian Gleason. And Ian was like, I guess when Ian noticed that my friend or my partner, he wasn't looking like he was into doing the podcast, so he didn't want to listen to what Ian had to say. So Ian brought me on the show and kind of like made me a cast member. And I did like 65, 70 episodes on the Ian Gleason show. Now that's how I got my notoriety. That's how people start, they know I'm a podcaster now. I'm known as the dude to do the podcast show, the Ian Gleason show. So I was already planting the seed for the kickback. I was already planting the seed. And what ended up happening, Ian, he went to Florida because he had a girlfriend that lived in Florida and he was moving her to Dallas. He took off one weekend and drove to Florida. He flew to Florida and drove back here to Dallas to move his girl out here. And that weekend, if it wasn't for him taking that weekend off, I probably would have never started the kickback because I was so in love with the Ian Gleason show. I was the admin of the page. I was doing all the promotion stuff. I love it was a bigger fan base, and I didn't want to start from scratch again. But so how, Ian went out of town, and I had a co-host on season 1, Rico Bobby. He's from the Ian Gleason show too. And one day we were sitting up in the bar, and he was like, "Say, man, let's do the podcast while Ian gone. I'm ready to do this kickback." And that's when we came up with the kickback. And I always do kickbacks at my crib. So when Ian went out of town, we started the first episode was called The Appetizer. And it was audio first. My first 6 episodes was audio. I put them on YouTube. And then people kept on telling me, say, man, we want to see y'all, man. You need to use a camera, man. We want to see y'all. We want to see what y'all, we want to see the people that was talking.
Yeah.
So I started doing video. And everything that I said I was going to do, I was doing it every month. And that's when people started believing in me because I said I'm going to come out with my shirts, the Scram Bitch shirts, because I got the Scram Bitch award at the end of my show.
Yeah.
I said I was going to do this and do that. And everything I said I was going to do, I did it. And it was about like 9 months into my own podcast, one of my little homegirls was like, Cutty, I'm proud of you because everything you said you're going to do, you've been doing it. You got to add some more stuff to your list now to knock it out. And as time been going on, I think season 2, I was really on fire then. Because I was doing episodes. I always been doing episodes every week. Now I do like 3-4 episodes a week on this season.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what episode I like, bro. I ain't gonna motherfucking front. I like the nigga Quentin Fox. I fuck with Quentin Fox, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Quentin Fox, nigga. See, hey, I like that nigga. Hey, I like that nigga music, man. That nigga, yo.
Hey, Quentin, that's my partner right there, man. You know, his interview was way overdue. He should have been on season 1.
Yeah.
I remember 2 years ago, he went live on the Instagram, and I kind of like joined in while I was commenting on the comments. And he said, Cutty, man, fuck with me, man. I want to come on the podcast, man. You got the mother niggas on there. You know, he was just saying it like that. So, okay, shit, hell. Then he said nothing but a word. And then I finally caught up with him one night. And there you go, we have it. I put him on the show. I had to drive away. He got the Highland Hill in Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of crazy pulling up at his house. Got 20 cars out there, 20 niggas in the crib. And all type of other shit going on. But it was cool though, man. Fox my nigga, man. Shout out to Fox.
Straight up.
Hey, I remember a time, right? Well, like you said, podcasting wasn't really thought about, or as far as our community anyway. You know what I'm saying? People weren't really on it, right?
Yeah.
So through the time of you trying to conversate with people and tell them what it is and let them know what you was doing, and the question is, how did as far as us, right? As far as us just starting and just trying to get everything up and rolling, like how do you think that we can try to pull people in order to get the listen? Because the origin of podcasts come from audio. This video is something new, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that being that it started in audio and transitioned to video, do you think it's kind of hard to pull people in and grab what their attention for it without being flashy and this and that? You know what I'm saying?
It depends.
I don't care about the comments. You know what I'm saying? Once we get on there and we do live, and whoever gonna listen and take something from it is what it is. But I don't too much care about the comment. You come in and comment, like you say on your podcast, you want all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we want all of it too. Fuck it.
Yeah, hit that dislike button. We want all the smoke.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shit, well, I don't give a damn what damn motherfucker think. You know what I'm saying? Me and my partner, me and my brother, Craig, we on that motherfucker. We gonna give you what we gonna give you. What you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying? We giving it to you authentic. We authentic niggas. Yeah. We ain't no kind of celebrities or none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you get from it is what you gonna get, and you should appreciate it more because we coming to you raw. You know what I'm saying?
And the answer to his question is, you want to know? It's like this. How I look at it. Everything you present on your Facebook page, Instagram page, when you're talking to people, bring your podcast. Every episode you load up, you talk about it, you share it all day on Facebook. Before you do the episode, you advertise this shit. So people are like, okay, who the fuck is the Bayou Boys?
Mm-hmm.
I heard Cutty say something about the Bayou Boys on this podcast, on this live a couple times. So these the Bayou Boys. So what they talking about? And as you start doing a couple of episodes, it's gonna be niggas that want to be on y'all show. Upcoming rappers, entrepreneurs, people who got their own little clothing line. And when they come on your show, people that know them gonna be reaching out to y'all because they're gonna be like, damn, I want to be on the show too. And not only that, they're gonna be watching your show. Because people watch your show most of the time based off who you have on there. But as long as their content good, man, people they're gonna stay faithful to you.
Yeah.
So like this episode we're doing right now, you should have already been like posting it on Facebook or Instagram. Episode coming up with Cutty Slim, the host of CUTTACATION KICKBACK podcast show. Today at such time. And when you do another episode, the same thing. And then you load it up and you share it to people. And before you know it, man, you're gonna be 10 episodes in and people are gonna be familiar with y'all.
Yeah.
And that's how it was on me. But like I said before, I was already on the Ian Gleason show almost a year before I started my podcast. So
yeah.
People was already
familiar.
Yeah, it's like you got a section of people that knows me as a rapper. And you have a section of people that know me as a podcaster. And now most people started to know me as a rapper now that didn't know I was a rapper.
Yeah.
But I got away from it for so long. But now I'm back up in it. They started to say, okay, damn, I remember. I see where this all come from now. But
you got some new music that you gonna drop soon?
Oh yeah, I just dropped some I thought I tagged y'all. I just loaded some up yesterday, man. A song I recorded about a month ago, man, called I'm Just Saying with Vontae Farrell and Jay Black. It's an abrulation I'm putting together, man. It's called the KICKBACK abrulation. Okay. It's like a compilation and an album mixed together. So I'm gonna have like 18 songs. I'm gonna have 18 songs with every rapper I had an encounter with or came across or been on my show. They're gonna be featuring guests on my album. It's gonna be like an album, but it's gonna be a bunch of collaborations of any rapper I ever met and came across. Your favorite rapper, anybody that wants to be on it. So we did. You go to my Facebook page, you'll see that I had put a little appetizer of the song on there. I had to tag our name in it.
I got balls, nigga.
You got balls too,
nigga. Where you get them balls from? They got the gym
from the dollar store.
So you got the candy bars, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Crack. That nigga B said he tried to get on the album.
You feel me?
You're fucking right. I'm trying to get on the album.
Get up
there. I'm trying to get on the album. I don't give a fuck if I got to sing the hook. You understand?
Right. Yeah, man. Like, but yeah, y'all, like I said, like people they know me as a rapper, man. And the funny thing about it, most of the people that know me as a rapper, they wanted me to start back rap. They said, we want you to get back out in that booth, man, and rap, you know. So I'm back up in now, but at the same time, you know, I'm doing the podcast. The abolition is y'all hear the background noise?
Nah, you good.
Okay. I'm just making sure I ain't know if it's real sensitive. The abolition, man, is for my podcast channel. That's why it's called the Kickback Abolition.
Yeah. So it's almost like a cross promotion, right?
Yeah, something like that. And plus, I just want to get back in the booth.
You got a date when the album gonna you got a date when the album gonna be finished, or
the thing about
you got a goal?
I'm probably gonna drop it October the 1st, which is my birthday, because I'm not in a rush to finish it because I still got a lot of interviews to do and I gotta catch up with a lot of rappers. You know, I'm gonna have Big Papa, Big Sack, who I'm gonna have Angie Loke on there. I'm gonna have I'm just naming street people right now.
Shout out.
Who else? My partner. Who my partner? What's his name? Jamie, Rockstar Jamie. Yeah. People like that.
Jamie?
Yeah, you know Jamie Johnson. It's a nigga Fox. People out here in Dallas. Niggas who I should rap with. A couple other people. So, and plus it's gonna be a long, good summer, and I want the CD to be fun.
Yeah.
Kickback style. So,
nigga, I know you're gonna have some of that Louisiana shit in there, nigga. I know you're gonna have some of that bounce, nigga.
You know what? I'm not even a bounce rapper.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to the bounce music, man. But I'd rather have one or two songs that got bounce in it, though, man. But I don't really do bounce music, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the raw shit, man. That you know,
tell stories. You like shit, you know, like to tell stories.
Yeah, I'm East Coast influence with West Coast beats.
Okay.
I like down south. I like some of that old. I like the down south shit like UGK and 8Ball, MJG and T-Lip, Outkast. You know, I like that type of down south stuff. You know.
So that's the kind of feel that the album gonna have, or
no, it's gonna be whoever on there. That's what the feeling gonna be. I want everybody to kick back and be themselves. So it's gonna be a mixture of everything. Cause that's why it's a collaboration.
Straight up.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Straight up.
Not saying I'm gonna get something for the people. If I hear a track and it's feeling good, because like I said, it's gonna be some Louisiana people on my shit, and Banks, D Brooks. It's gonna be some Louisiana people on the abolition. So of course you're gonna get the Louisiana sound.
I was at you know, my camp for them, they do the Death Wish battles.
I heard about that. Yeah, my boy Big Sack be going there a lot.
Like I said, I ran into Sack at the battle the other day. You know what I'm saying? And he doing some music with my other kinfolk, B King. You know what I'm saying? I know B King. I know that shout out to B King. Yeah, man. So like I ran into him, and the conversations are so. You got a thread of rappers in Shreveport, bro, that have did this and that and moving in their own ways, right? And it just seemed like the shine is not. I think I said this to B before. You know what I'm saying? The shine and the support. It's not really here, man. What you think we can do to fix that? For the support and the shine? My bad. The support and shine, man. I think Shreveport is just one of those cities, man, that is based off popularity. And if you're not that popular, people ain't gonna really follow your music right on top. But good music is good music. And sometimes your shit can be so good that you need to take it out the state. Or take it out the city. Man, you gotta take your sound to another city, or because Shreveport ain't gonna never get on the same accord. No, it ain't just Shreveport. Philadelphia the same way, even though they got a bunch of rappers out of Philadelphia. It's just, I mean, Shreveport is a small town, and it's hard for somebody to see somebody climb and succeed that they grew up with, knowing they ain't climbing with them.
That's fucked up.
It's like the only music that's getting promoted out there is the drill type of music, the shoot 'em up, Niggas got 100 guns in their video with a lot of money and no females up in there. Ain't no storyline. Ain't no substance to their music. So that's what people like. They like the young boys. That's what they putting out. And I see some young boys out there doing their thing though. But Shreveport should have been did their thing, man. With live houses on deck.
I think so.
NAC. You know when NAC was doing
that D-Bill KP now, right?
The Welcome to the Boot Life.
I'm gonna tell you a story, nigga. I was at the Freaknik, right? They did a Freaknik, right? My kinfolk them know D-Bill and them. I'm out there passing out NAC CDs, right? At the Freaknik. You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing the music at the time, but I'm just there in the atmosphere of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out there help promote the motherfucking CD. You know what I'm saying? That was back when I was a little younger. You feel me? Good time. It was a good time though. You know what I'm saying?
But shit, hey, Shreveport need to come together on that shit, man. They got a lot of talent. They need to come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Papa too, man. Papa a cold motherfucker, man.
Yeah, I wish. You know, man, Big Papa got a song we put out a long time ago, probably about 2007. You know, when MySpace was hopping and stuff.
Yeah.
We had put a song together. It's on our. I haven't seen my MySpace page in a long time. But I mean, we put the song on MySpace. I think somebody said they came across a little copy of the CD. We put it on. We left the studio. You know, put your song on the CD, take it home. And I had a copy, man, but I lost all them CDs, man, when I went to jail.
Hey, you know what though? I think the music that get left is some of the best music that come from them artists, right? Like the artists that go to certain studios and go to certain places and they do all their music, right? Some of the best music will get left behind because of certain situations as far as the business or as far as the facility or the equipment. It's a lot of music that just get lost, man. I just wonder what happened to all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we had that happen to us, man. Speaking of that, though, man, every rhyme that I wrote when I was in jail, man, I brought them home. I never recorded. But we had a studio in off 35 in Royal Lane over there where y'all familiar with that area. Y'all stay in Dallas, I can talk like this. So
yes, sir.
I had my rhyme book that I brought from jail for TDC. I left that up in the drawer that we had kept in our studio. They ended up moving out of the studio probably like 7 months. I quit rapping. And I ain't left my raps up in there, man. And I lost every rap that I wrote in prison, man. And they had some good shit too. And I never have it in my hand. I don't even remember some of the rhymes no more now. I had a song called Passport Chick. And I had all the niggas like, man, how the hell you put that shit together, naming all those different type of women, but you making the metaphors match with certain other shit. And I was just, when you got a free mind like this shit, man, you don't have no choice but to come up and be creative like that.
Man, straight up.
Check this out, right? When you first moved to the DFW area, right?
Yeah.
When you first left Shreveport, man, as far as the mind, I'm asking the question. Did you think that you just thought bigger than this city, or it was just time for a change? Or was it your mind just was bigger than what was going on here?
I always had a bigger mind. When I was in high school, I thought my mind was too big for Shreveport, man. Because the things that I seen while I was in Shreveport, I just knew. You gotta understand, I was going to Philadelphia, man, every summer. From the age of 12 to 18, 19 years old. Yeah. So I was already seeing other stuff, and I used to always read a lot and watch movies and say I want to go here. And I always been a rapper, so I knew I was gonna get out of Shreveport one day. I just didn't know when, and I didn't even know I was going to Philadelphia. I thought I was gonna probably end up somewhere else. I went to Philadelphia, stayed up there 5-6 years, and I moved to Dallas, and that's when it really started for me, though. I mean, I found out who I was when I was in Philly, moved to Dallas, and I just used all them instruments I built from being in Shreveport, born and raised, coming from the North, also being in Philly. Then, I just mixed that all up in Dallas. And that helped my hustle, too, though, because I can go anywhere and talk to anybody and make something happen, get something out of it.
Yeah. So I was just thinking about
Shout out to the North, man. Shout out to the North.
That's a lot of different ways, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different mentalities that you just put into one, right?
Pretty much, that's all I did. And me being, like, I tell people this all the time, man. Whenever you get away from people you know, and you go somewhere where nobody knows you, you find yourself. You find your purpose. You see what you see a talent and a personality that you never knew you had. And like being in Shreveport, I've been around white people because I worked with them and stuff. I used to work at Rapping Caccoos and Boja, so I always had a tick for tat.
You was over there. White person. Yeah, you was over there with. Yeah, I know a lot of people that worked over there around that time. You know what I'm saying?
I got hired there in '95.
Yeah.
Then when I went to the East Coast, I'm around Italians, Puerto Ricans, people from Czechoslovakia, Polish people, you know, people from Austria, you know, people, but they do street shit. And I was in the restaurant industry too, also. So I knew how to. I had a gift and gab to talk to all kind of people from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm a street guy and I rap and all that. So when I came to Dallas, I think I was here probably about 2 or 3 months, and I started hitting that open mic scene. And once I started doing shows, it was one show after another show. Next week I do another show. We got to a point, even when I wasn't performing, I was going to the place, Nairobi. Y'all knew about Nairobi on Deep Ellum. When y'all was living out here, I'm pretty sure y'all went out there. Matter of fact, Craig knew about a situation that took place in Deep Ellum when I got sliced up.